Yo, guys. All right, here it is right here, guys. We have Dylan Whyte, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, right? I mean, you can make an argument that even though Tyson Fury doesn't have a physical belt, even though Dylan Whyte doesn't have a physical belt, that these four guys, you know what? You can insert, I'm tripping, guys. You can insert Ortiz. Luis Ortiz, the reason I don't have a picture of Luis Ortiz, because to me it seemed like they don't want to fight Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz said, listen, Luis Ortiz told Anthony Joshua Camp, I will fight you for free. And they pretty much told Luis Ortiz, nah, you price yourself out. Like, I'll fight you for free. How am I pricing myself out? You're asking for too much. But this is it, guys. Eddie Hearn did an interview, right, talking about the potential opponents that can be made for Anthony Joshua. You can definitely tell that a lot has changed with Eddie Hearn's demeanor. He's talking more positive about Tyson Fury. If we go back and watch video or hear audio on what Eddie Hearn thought about Tyson Fury before Deontay Wilder, he was boring. He stinks up the place. It was everything that was said that can basically devalue the fight between him and Deontay Wilder, right? The fight went on. The fight was a success. Tyson Fury looked great, to say the least. He looked very, very impressive, at least in my eyes. Now, Eddie Hearn is saying a lot of positive things. And guys, listen, this is just me thinking. I do believe Eddie Hearn. I really do believe Eddie Hearn wants to fight either Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder right now. At first, I didn't believe it, especially with Deontay Wilder, because Anthony Joshua said when Wilder was fighting Fury that he was going to sleep through the match. He didn't go to it. That he was going to get his beauty sleep. He's probably going to take some Benadryl or something so he can relax his mind right around the time that Wilder would be fighting Tyson Fury. Anybody that really wants to fight the winner would be in the audience. Just like he was in the audience when Dylan Whyte fought Chisora. Just like when the fight was over with, he was quick to grab a microphone. He was not sleeping through that matchup. So many people believe that that's who he really wanted to fight. But I'm thinking that maybe they do really want to fight. And here's the reason why. It's not because they really want to fight these guys, they believe they can beat these guys, or they want to be undisputed. I believe it's to keep power. Because power is slowly leaving Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. That I am the boss, you do what I say, you move to my beat, we pick anyone we want. They're losing power. When heavyweights are turning you down, you lose power. You can be the biggest star in the world, but if you're lowballing people, listen, and it's not just me saying that. It's these three guys. It's these three right here. The first one was Deontay Wilder. An undisputed heavyweight matchup. There was $50 million that was supposed to have been offered, and a guaranteed $40 in the other one. Something like that, guys. $15 million up front plus back end money, at least for the first fight. It got turned down. Anthony Joshua said, I'm not going to sell my soul for $50 million. But Deontay Wilder should sell his soul for either $12.5 million flat with no rematch clause, or $15 million flat for no rematch clause. It didn't happen. Tyson Fury said, I'm not playing this shit. Tyson Fury said, listen, it's 50-50 or nothing. I know my worth. It's 50-50 or nothing. And Eddie said in the interview that, listen, 50-50, you're out of your mind. 60-40, that's a good deal. And guys, listen, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to knock people, but I'm just using what was said, right? At first, Eddie Hearn was like, listen, when Shelley was putting out the negotiation, in the media, they said that's not how you do business. Now, Eddie Hearn is putting everything out in the media. He's putting the splits. He's putting an offer. At first, it was bad for business. You do this business behind closed doors. Now you're doing interviews and you're saying exactly what it is. But Tyson Fury said he ain't going. Tyson like, listen, man, those are really my titles. Yeah, I had to give them up, and yeah, you had to fight some bumps to get them. But I'm still a linear champion. Tyson said he knows his worth. And last but not least, guys, Dylan Whyte. Let me start off good. Nah, no, I'm not. I'm going to start off bad. Listen, well, you know, I'll say at least one good thing good. Dylan Whyte, you can tell he can fight. He got some boxing skills. Long monkey ass arms. Just long, slinky ass arms. And he got good power, right? And he can talk. Either you're going to love him or you're going to hate him, right? But to me, he set himself up for this. He was Anthony Joshua's lapdog. He was the lapdog. He was so much a lapdog that I could have sworn that he was signed with Eddie Hearn. But he's on a fight-by-fight basis. Basically, it means that after the fight, we don't have a contract. I don't have to do you no more favors. They was treating Anthony Joshua like he was a king lion. And Dylan Whyte was acting like a lapdog. Jumping in Deontay Wilder, jumping out in the camera. Wilder, let's go! When everyone wanted to see the undisputed matchup. Everyone wanted to see Wilder versus Joshua. Joshua said, no, Wilder can't he can't get in my ring. No, he can't. But then all of a sudden they put this interference, which was Dylan Whyte, to jump in front of the camera and to cause a distraction and challenge Deontay Wilder. Listen, I got a picture for you. I hope this don't mess up again. Hold on. There it is right there, guys. There's Anthony Joshua to the left. You know, he's the king. I got 3 of the major belts. And there go Dylan Whyte. Dylan Whyte trying to get a second fight or something, man. Over there, you know, that hyena. Yeah. I jump in his fight. Face Anthony. I jump in his face. Ooh, it's going to be so much fun when I say, let's go. I'm just saying, man. But now Dylan Whyte got a taste for what Deontay Wilder was talking about and what Tyson Fury was talking about. Dylan Whyte came out and said, listen, you lowball me, that was a low offer. I know my worth. Now, he may go back and still fight Anthony Joshua because it's crazy enough that they got that day booked for April the 13th. They do not have a fight yet. The people they're looking at is Dylan Whyte, which is probably somewhere still talking to Al Heyman or Top Rank. We don't know if he's going to be on the Zone, the PBC, or Top Rank. We don't know yet. Apparently, Dylan Whyte, since he's on a fight-by-fight basis with Eddie Hearn and not signed with Matchroom, he is not loyal to the Zone. He could be on Showtime, maybe Fox, maybe the Zone, maybe ESPN if he does something with Top Rank. So it looks like for sure that Deontay Wilder hasn't even returned a phone call for Eddie Hearn. So he's done with it. If he don't fight Fury, like, fuck it, I'll fight my mandatory. That's what it seemed like to me. And it looks like Tyson Fury is going into the rematch with Deontay Wilder. If not, then he's going to fight someone else because he told them that, listen, don't come to me unless it's 50-50. Dylan Whyte, and listen, Eddie Hearn grabbed Anthony Joshua by the back of his collar and the back of his belt, picked him up and threw him under the bus when he said that, listen, man, I told Anthony Joshua that would be a low offer. Dylan Whyte is going to refuse it. And then Anthony Joshua like sent it to him anyway. You know, he just took Anthony Joshua. He's like, listen, man, most promoters would take their hit for the fighter. That way you hate them, but you still love the fighter. Eddie Hearn said, nah, man, I done took enough hits. My defense is not that great. Anthony, you got to take some of this. If you want to take Deontay Wilder hit, you got to take one of this. I'm not finna keep getting hit by the bus. He threw Anthony Joshua right up under the front tires, so all of them hit him. So, let's go to the, hold on, let's check this out, guys. Bob in the building. Hey guys, you already know I'm using this really, really bad font, man. It sucks major. So let me try to make this out. They think they can knock out Fury, but won't no part of Wilder for real. Listen, to be honest, I think Fury will box Anthony Joshua up. Because, but I mean, like Joshua does. Joshua, listen, man, Joshua got skills. Joshua can fight. The guy got, 2 gold medals in the Olympics for it. He has skills. But he's not getting ridiculed for that. He's getting ridiculed for not making the fights happen. He's being too much of the promoter. Just like, and I've been saying this a long time ago. I said Anthony Joshua is moving further from the fighter and closer to the promoter role. When Eddie Hearn said that everything goes to Joshua, and he told Joshua that'd be a low offer, that Dylan Whyte would refuse it, and he said offer it anyway. He's doing too much of the promoting. He's trying to be too much of the king. And what he haven't realized, guys, is that kingdoms get overthrown sometimes. Even on ships, the captain, there's a mutiny can happen, they can throw him overboard. And it seems like the people are not happy. They're booing him more. His popularity, he is not looked at as being the top dog anymore. Guys, the way you take a power away from a king that think he can do anything he want with it is by doing exactly what Wilder, Fury, and Dylan Whyte is doing. Dylan Whyte might go back to him. But stand up. You know your worth. You know your worth. Say no. Now who is Anthony Joshua going to fight on April the 13th? Who is he going to fight? Big Baby Miller? The people in the UK don't know Big Baby Miller like that. I'm not sure how well it would sell. Big Baby Miller, even though he talks a lot, he has trouble selling out in the USA. So even if you come over here, it won't be a big of a fight in the USA. Yes, it'll get you an introduction, but it's not going to be a big fight. Miller is not walking around with a big stick in the heavyweight division. And you won't fight Ortiz. A fight with Ortiz to be big in the UK or the USA. Now, is it going to be bigger than Fury or Wilder? No. But the people showed you by booing. When you asked them, do you want to see him fight Dylan Whyte next? They booed you. Boo! Boo! Matter of fact, they said it twice. Boo, boo. They said that's a shitty fight. That's doo-doo. Take that idea, wipe it with the best toilet paper you can find, and flush it down the drain. I'm not going to lie, it would be interesting to see if neither one of these 3 fighters fight him, which direction would he go. Because in his interview, Eddie Hearn said that the one that's talking realistic numbers is Big Baby Miller. Of course. Of course Big Baby Miller is talking realistic numbers. Because he's not doing realistic numbers now. And Big Baby Miller hasn't really beaten no one. He doesn't have that fame. He doesn't have that name yet. He's not carrying a big stick yet. We hear him. We hear him. but he's not that popular yet. He could be, but he got to fight people. He got to fight people that have a name. Dominique Brazil, Luis Ortiz, Dylan Whyte, Parker. You know, fight someone with a name. Pulev, Povetkin. Just fight somebody who has a name. Black Horse Promotions said, "What's good, bro? What's good with you, man? You know, I'm at work giving his work." Is that row no zero? I hope I didn't butcher that too much. He's laughing at me. Let me see what other kind of pictures I got, man. Hold on. Let's see what I got here. Hold on, guys. I got you. Let me see. I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Let's go back here. Back in the chat with it. My boy Zorro says, "I personally think AJ is insane to face Miller in his city. Miller will wear AJ down. He's big. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I might have to favor Anthony Joshua over Miller. Like Miller is a big boy. He's a big boy, big boy. But Miller don't have the power, even though he does get stoppage. He has the accumulation big punch power. AJ has that power that can get you out there pretty quick, like Deontay Wilder. I don't know, man. I have to go with Anthony Joshua over Big Baby Miller, to be honest. But it's not a big fight yet. Big Baby Miller is not big yet because he has not taken on big enough challenges. He has to start fighting people that have a name. Fight people that people know about. You know? Miller isn't a typical fatty heavyweight. Miller's conditioning is probably top 3 to 4 in the division. If Miller has punch tolerance, is game over for AJ. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about this fight between Miller and Anthony Joshua. Miller is a crafty, big boxer. But I really believe Miller should lose about, 50 or so pounds. Because he's not going to lose power, but he would be even more agile on his feet for that weight. He'd be even a little bit more faster. But it's hard. I'm telling you, man, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to pick Miller over Anthony Joshua. Now, if you say Luis Ortiz, I think Luis Ortiz will give anyone work. Not saying he'll win all those fights. Not saying he will win them all. But Luis Ortiz against Dylan Whyte, Joshua, Wilder, and so on, Big Baby Miller, that is a tough cookie. Tough titty, hard nipple for anyone. He said AJ was hurt bad by Joseph Parker. Body shot, and Parker has pillow fists compared to Miller. Interesting fight. But yeah, Parker's a small dude, man. Parker's a small dude. But to be honest, that's why I think Miller should be fighting guys like that. Parker has a name and a following. Fight Parker. Fight Pulev. Fight Povetkin. Fight Dylan Whyte. Fight these guys. Now, I do believe he might want to fight Dylan Whyte. I don't know if Dylan Whyte wants to fight him yet. He said, Edwards blazing in sport. Wilder next 3 fights will be Fury rematch, then Wilder Whyte in Vegas, then Wilder will rematch Ortiz to get Ortiz pay-per-view payday. Listen, man, bro, that actually sounds kind of realistic, man. That sounds kind of realistic, especially if they can't work. I'm assuming they can't work out anything with Anthony Joshua, right? Well, here, I'm going to say this. I might have to put a little bit corrections in there. If he beats Tyson Fury, he may have to fight his mandatory Dominique Brazil. He may have to. Because Dominique Brazil is still out there. Then after that, if Dylan Whyte signs with Al Heyman. What time is it, guys? Ooh, I'm tripping. Guys, you know how to do this. I take 15 minutes or less to give you my best. But I took actually more than 15, so let me see if I can fly a bit back in the building, like I haven't been away for 5 more extra minutes, giving you guys this live work. But to comment on that, I think he might have to fight Brazil next if they actually push for it. Unless, you know what, the only way, if Dominic Brazil is willing to take step-aside money, then it might happen. If Dominic Brazil takes step-aside money, the Luis Ortiz, that's another fight they can build back up, but I think Luis Ortiz needs to fight somebody with a credible name to keep him relevant. He needs to stay relevant, so he needs to fight somebody with a credible name. Until then, that way they can run it back, and they can always hype up the first fight that Ortiz was arguably winning until Deontay Wilder won. But guys, you know my slogan. This your boy T-Dub, and here is what's blazing the sports.